Today we're checking out the SoundPits Clip 1, one of their latest additions in the clip style earbuds, which have become very popular with all brands because of the many benefits that this style of earbuds have. Now, starting with a few of the things that I need to mention. Number one, this item was sent to me free of charge by SoundPits. They do not get a say on what I can or cannot say in this video, so no editorial input. All opinions are my own. So in case that's important to you, then hopefully this will be a very informative video. And I'll just talk about my experience with these earbuds. So far, I have been using them for about, I would say, 3 weeks or so. So I'm not sure if somebody is happy that I took so long to make this video, but I did have a few setbacks in terms of the timeline and when I was going to be able to deliver the video, but I digress. These are a very nice set of earbuds. They're not precisely super affordable, but they're also not what I would consider expensive. Now, there are many features to like about these ones. Previously, I had a look at the Pop Clip, which have a very similar design and style, but these ones have a much more premium look and feel in many regards. They also have a few extra features that I'm going to go through as I, progress in the video. I am wearing them right now, and I will of course show you how they look when wearing them. They are super, super comfortable. They are very easy to forget that you have them on your ears, unless of course you are listening to something. But just a quick story. Yesterday I was going into the bank, and in the banks here they do not allow you to use earbuds, just in case, I don't know, security. Anyways, the security guard stared at me and was like, "Are those earbuds?" And I said, "Yes, please remove them." So I forgotten that I was wearing them. So good thing that I had the case. So this is kind of the first thing that we're going to go into. This is a very nice style. These are supposed to be the black ones. Well, actually they are black, as you can see. These are the black ones, but the case itself is silver, and it has like a gold, or actually more of a bronze accent. Very nice, very slick. There is a power here to check on the battery of the case, and right now it's green, meaning that it's at least 75% or more. And this LED, now that I'm speaking about it, might as well tell you, this LED also tells you the power or the battery level of each of the earbuds when you put them back inside. Just like many other of SoundPits open earbud styles, these actually do not have a left and right configuration, meaning that you can put either earbud in either one of the slots, and when you close the case with both earbuds inside, then you will have a left and right configuration in terms that the left one is going to be left channel and the right one is going to be right channel. It really doesn't matter which earbud you put in each one, because they will charge regardless of which slot you use. And if you care about the balance of the left and right channel, then as soon as you put them inside and you close the lid, then they're going to be reassigned in case you put them in the wrong position, so to speak. So yeah, this is very common in SoundPits items, SoundPits earbuds. And for some reason I thought that this was the exception, but no, it's actually just the same as previous earbuds that I have tested by SoundPits. Now, a lot of the features that these include, making them a little bit more premium. For example, when you take off the earbud, either one of them, they do have a type of sensor, and I don't really know where it is because I cannot see it. But they do have a sensor, and if you are playing any media, then the media is going to stop immediately when you take it out. Well, I say immediately, but there's like a, I don't know, maybe 1 second delay. It's really not a big deal because you're still listening to another one. But yeah, it does have an automatic detection of when you remove the earbud from your ear, and the media playback will stop. And likewise, when you put them back in, then the media is going to continue. And I hope it doesn't start because I was listening to something before. No, okay, it didn't start because I did pause it before starting to record this video. So that is to say that if you are not playing any media and you put them in your ears, they're not going to automatically start. So that may or may not be to your liking. I kind of prefer it to be that way, to be honest. Okay, so either one of the earbuds that you take out, and then you put back in your earbud, the media is going to stop and then resume accordingly, as long as you were already playing media in your phone. As with other Soundpeace products, these also have the Beats Audio app that lets you customize a few of the settings. Now, they don't have that many options to configure because these take either a double tap or a triple tap, and that's pretty much it. So to those two types of taps, like double tap or triple tap, you can assign anything you want to either earbud. So for example, you can have a double tap on the left earbud to play pause, and a double tap on the right earbud to move forward or backwards in a track, and so on. You can also control the volume. What I do is I leave double tap on both left and right for media start and stop, and a triple tap on either one. Well, actually, on the left one, triple tap will lower the volume, and triple tap on the right one will increase the volume. Now, on the topic of the touch controls, because as opposed to the pop clip did have a button that I kind of liked sometimes when my hands were wet or when my hands were a little bit busy. I would prefer the touch controls. So that is to say that there are benefits and also disadvantages to having touch controls versus physical controls. Sometimes I prefer physical controls because, as for these ones, I do find the touch controls to be a little bit finicky. I have found myself trying to start media playback or stop media playback, and I have to try maybe 3, almost 4 times in some cases. Sometimes I have found that the left one is the one that I default to because I have more sensitivity in my hands, in my left hand than my right hand, because of a thing I had in the past, an accident. Anyway, I digress. I do have more sensitivity in my left hand, so I prefer this one most of the time, like 95% of the time. And so I do often have to try to use the right earbud to start or stop playback because the left one for some reason is just not responding. Now that might be a me issue, even though sometimes when I feel like it is not responding, I do try to be very deliberate in my touches and I still don't get a response. So there's that. It is not the only brand that has issues with touch controls. That's why I sometimes prefer physical controls in any brand whatsoever. Because of the design that the touch controls goes behind your earlobe, it is actually not too easy to have accidental touches. There can be, and I have had some accidental touches, but they are very minimal, as opposed to traditional earbuds where the touch controls are right outside of your earbud, or yeah, on this side. For example, you raise your arm like that, and with your shirt you touch it, and then you might activate a function. This does not happen with these ones, of course. So there's that. So like you see in the box, they do support high-res audio. This is mostly for Android devices. Dolby Audio. I have not been able to confirm the Dolby Audio because this probably works with Apple Music. I do not have Apple Music. I probably should start my trial, but whatever. I digress. Anyway, these ones sound actually pretty good. They sound a little bit, perhaps just slightly, ever so slightly better than the pop clips, and they are pretty much on par with the Pearl Clips Pro, which I had previously tested, and I really like the sound of those. So yeah, I would say probably the Pearl Clip Pros have a slightly better sound than this one, but it is not by much. I have been enjoying using this for quite a lot. I mean, I listen to several types of music genres, mostly rock, a lot of jazz, and actually that's not a lot of music genres. Anyway, whatever music I listen to with this, I find it very enjoyable. I find it to be very balanced. The bass is surprisingly adequate for open type style of earbuds, which is great. I do not feel like they are lacking much in the bass department, so that's really awesome. Unless you're an actual bass head, then any style of open earbuds are definitely not gonna be good enough for you. There's a slight exception, but that's probably for another video. Okay, so one of the things that you always need to keep in mind is that open style earbuds, there are some compromises. So bass being one of them. But like I said, the bass is surprisingly adequate on these ones. Call quality is actually very, very good. So let's hear how they sound. So you're listening right now to the sound quality of the microphones on the Clip One by Soundpits. And this is a well-treated room, a sound-treated room. There is almost absolute silence, except maybe for the air conditioner and a little bit of ambient noise, but really negligible in terms of what noise can be. So again, a very sound-treated room, an ideal condition. Now, if I add some ambient noise, and I continue speaking normally. So this is what the sound of the microphone is like when there is a lot of noise around me. So this again is a very harsh condition. Not the worst that it could be, but it is pretty harsh for for the microphones to work. And so this is how it performs that way. Now if I turn off the ambient noise, again back to the ideal conditions. And yes, this is what the microphone sounds like. So yeah, in terms of sound quality in calls, I one of the ways that I gauge how good an earbud is in terms of call quality is whether or not people ask me to repeat myself in a call, and I do take quite a bit of calls. Well, yeah, I kind of take a lot of calls during the day, so I haven't had anybody ask me to repeat myself while wearing this one. So that I think it's a pretty good indication that these do have a very decent sound quality. In terms of comfort, like I mentioned, I can wear them a long, very, very long time without any issues at all. And the battery life has been actually a lot better than the pop clips, at least in my experience. So, so far, I have been able to use this for the better part of my day without having to, recharge them. But like with many, many earbuds this day and age, putting them for about 5 minutes in the case is going to give you like at least an hour or two of playback time. So if you ever get the alert that the battery is low, so just put them in the case for a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then you should be good to go for a couple of hours more. So far, like I said, I have been using this for about 2 to 3 weeks, and I have not even heard what the low battery sounds like because I have not gotten there. That is not to say that I wear them all day, of course. I do have to remove them from time to time. So whenever I put them in the case for at least 5 minutes, like I said, then you're going to add a couple of hours to the battery life. So there's that. I have only had to recharge the case like a couple of times, but still, this is not the best battery life in any earbuds. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say that it's very adequate, very decent, especially for the price and the design. So yeah, these are the Soundpits Clip One. I have been very happy using this. They are currently one of my go-to earbuds. I do have others that sound much better, of course, from another brand, but that's beside the point. Not something to be discussed in this video right now. But like I said again, I use these quite a bit. These are currently one of my go-tos, so I'm very happy to recommend these ones. Um, of course, in the case, or rather in the box, you will have a charging cable, so in case you're interested in that, but no charger brick. Like, I don't think there's any earbuds that come with charging bricks. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, these are the Clip One by Soundpits. Again, I hope that this video was helpful. Hope to see you in the next one, and until then, may God bless you all.